Welcome to the Explainer. The world of AI is moving so fast right now, and if you're a student or just starting out in your career, it can feel kind of impossible to keep up. So today, we're going to unpack the key developments that actually matter to you, from the AI models that will shape your job prospects to the tools you can literally use to get ahead, like right now. And let's just kick things off with this absolute bombshell from Anthropic. If you're studying for exams or, prepping for a technical interview, this should really make you sit up and pay attention. A brand new AI just completely aced a coding test that stumps some of the smartest human engineers out there. The ground is shifting, and it is shifting fast. Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to dive into what I'm calling the model wars to see who's really on top. Then we'll look at how AI is already getting a job and changing the very workplace you're about to walk into. After that, I'm going to give you a personal AI playbook with real, concrete tools and tips. And we'll wrap up by looking at the truly wild future. AI agents that are leaving the chat window and actually stepping into the real world. All right, first up, the model wars. Seriously, you should think of this like a tech arms race between giants like OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic. This crazy competition is pushing AI capabilities forward at a breakneck speed, especially in skills that are super critical for new grads, like software engineering. Now, what's so interesting here is this new scoreboard. Anthropic's Claude 4.5 just swooped in and took the crown on something called SWE Bench, which is basically the gold standard for measuring how well an AI can handle real-world coding tasks. So for anyone learning to code right now, this means you have a new, even more powerful assistant ready to help you out. And here's why this isn't just a headline for big tech companies. Anthropic totally slashed the price to use this thing, making this top-tier coding power way, way cheaper. This is a game changer. It makes it so much more accessible if you're a student working on a project, or maybe a young founder trying to build a startup on a shoestring budget. And the scale of this whole competition is just massive. I mean, even a giant like Apple, a company famous for building everything themselves, just signed a deal to basically rent Google's AI brain for Siri. Now, it's a temporary fix until 2026, but it just goes to show you to stay in the game, you need access to the absolute best AI models, and it doesn't matter who built them. So, okay, how does all this affect your actual career? Well, these powerful new AIs aren't just staying in the lab. Nope, they're basically being hired as a new kind of digital employee. And companies are already scrambling to build the systems to manage this new workforce. And this right here is something you're probably going to see soon after you start your first job. Microsoft's Agent 365 is pretty much an IT admin dashboard, but for a company's robot workforce. It keeps track of every single AI tool being used, and get this, even the shadow agents that employees start using on their own, just to make sure everything's secure and working right. But this whole new era of AI management comes with a pretty big dose of reality. The CEO of Anthropic, yep, the same company that built that amazing coding model we just talked about, has a really sobering prediction. He thinks AI could disrupt a huge number of entry-level white-collar jobs in just the next 5 years. And listen, this isn't some far-off, distant future thing. It is happening right now. Companies like Meta and Microsoft are already making AI skills a core requirement. At Meta, your AI-driven impact is literally going to be part of your performance review. The message could not be clearer. You have to learn to use these tools because it's fast becoming a mandatory skill. So, with that in mind, how do you actually prepare? This next part is all about action. Let's get into some real, concrete tips and tools that you can start using to get an edge, starting today. Okay, here is a super simple but really powerful prompting trick. Instead of just barking a command at the AI, frame it as a curious student. Seriously, just that one change encourages the AI to think through alternatives and ask itself questions. Research has shown this can boost accuracy on complex problems by up to 33%. Try it for your next research paper or a tough coding problem. And here's a workflow hack for speed and detail. When you're working on a big project, speak your prompt out loud. You can get so much more context and detail in by talking for a couple of minutes than you ever could by typing. Then, when the AI responds, read the text. This approach lets you just dump a ton of information in, and then you can absorb the super detailed output really efficiently. And here's a little toolkit to get you started. ChatGPT now has a study mode that acts like a real tutor, which is awesome. AmpFree is this fantastic free coding assistant that works right inside your editor. If you're job hunting, Stapley is a really cool visual map of job openings at the top labs. And Google's NotebookLM is like a superpower for turning all your class notes and research into useful study guides.
Okay, so we've got smarter models, we've got better tools. But the next massive leap for AI, it's not just about processing text faster. It's about giving AI eyes and hands and the ability to actually understand and navigate the physical world around us.
AI pioneer Dr. Fei Li calls this next big thing spatial intelligence. Her argument is that for AI to be useful beyond just a chat window, it can't just be a brilliant wordsmith in the dark, which is a great phrase. It needs to be able to see and understand and interact with the 3D physical world just like we do. And when you give AI that kind of physical awareness, it unlocks some absolutely incredible new possibilities. But as we're about to see, it also opens the door to some, well, frankly, terrifying new dangers that are right around the corner. Just take a look at this. OpenAI has publicly stated its goal is to create an AI that can work as an intern-level research assistant in just a couple of years. And by 2028, their goal is a fully automated AI researcher, a system that could make scientific discoveries completely on its own. But as these AI agents get more and more capable, the risks are growing right alongside them. And this isn't a theoretical problem anymore, it's real. State-sponsored hackers have already successfully used a jailbroken version of Claude to automate 80 to 90% of a real-world cyber attack against major companies and government agencies. So this is the new world we're building. It's an era where the same AI that could one day cure diseases can also run cyber attacks on autopilot. This is not science fiction. This is the challenge that your generation is going to have to figure out. And it leaves us with a really critical question. As we race to build these incredibly powerful tools, are we also building the defenses we're going to need to survive them?